When it comes to looking at your old stuff, how do you feel about like trends and...
I already said that, man. My publicist is like driving me insane. Here's my publicist. Can I spit my bar though, my Shia LaBeouf bar? Get me in the Shia LaBeouf, take a Shia LaPuff, transformative hit, now I'm shy and fucked up.
Bars.
That's it, that was pretty good though, right?
How many
Thank
bars
you.
was that?
It was one.
From the crotch?
Yeah, there you go.
What's going on, everyone? We are here at Ensign, and today we have a special guest, a true OG in the game. It's been, I'd say like about 15 years, Jake Woolf.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Thanks for having me.
Wolf of Wall Street in the flesh. You are the modern Pat Riley, little risky business Tom Cruise, and JFK Jr. All in one.
Except Jewish.
Except Jewish. Let's go. All right, Jake. So could you tell us a little bit of history about like where you started and how you got here right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'll try not to be too boring with it. I always liked clothes as a kid growing up, and then in high school, I really was into clothes. And when I was in college, I started writing for Hypebeast, which was sort of just random, kind of just like replied to a tweet that they sent out about like looking for writers. Yeah, just sort of used the platform of Hypebeast to start interviewing people I thought were cool. Like I did an interview with like Odd Future, with like Travis Scott, with Glenn O'Brien, you know, rest in peace. And then like after that, I built up enough of like I guess like clips or whatever that right out of school, I started working for Complex for a site called 4Pins. Also, rest in peace to 4Pins. Did that for a couple years and then, you know, worked at GQ. And you know, for me, that was sort of like a big moment for me, obviously growing up, being interested in clothes. GQ was like a big deal to me. And so being able to work there was like super, super awesome for a few years. And then after that, you know, just sort of bounced around, like did some jobs that had nothing to do with clothing, moved to Los Angeles. And then when I was out there, I started making TikTok videos about clothes. And I guess 3 years later, now I'm like, I guess like a TikToker and like Substacker and all that good stuff. So that's like the last 15 years of my life.
Would you say that fashion and menswear has always been a part of your life?
You know, I've talked about this a little bit before, but like I think, you know, if you want to get like Sigmund Freud about it, like as a little kid, I liked wearing costumes a lot, like superhero costumes and whatever.
Favorite costumes?
Superman, classic, you know. I think I just really liked the feeling of like, you know, similarly the modern day fashion and clothes, like you sort of can play different characters or like, you know, like express yourself in different ways. And so being able to like put on that sort of armor or costume or like logo or whatever it is, you know, sort of just carried through from like being 3 years old all the way to 34 years old.
Right now though, at 34, do you think you found your own like personal style?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that's always evolving, but I definitely feel like I have more of like an idea of what things work and what don't. Part of the fun of getting dressed in the morning is like trying out new stuff and just seeing what works. I wrote about this recently. It was like this idea of like an outfit nucleus, where it's like you have like some core pieces that like styles that sort of work for you. And like as long as I have one element of that in every outfit, like I'm usually pretty good. The zone has become clearer to me over time, yeah.
All right, Jake, you know, as a writer, could you kind of like break it down for us how you go about writing a piece?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, like I love this shit. So like I am always looking at clothes and always thinking about clothes. Like, I don't know, ideas just sort of pop up as I'm thinking about it, or like, you know, whether that's something that I want to buy or it's like a problem I've encountered or just like a way that I've been thinking about, like with this whole outfit nucleus thing about like what is personal style and like thinking about what other people have defined as personal style and how I might define it. I'm a big procrastinator, so I usually write like at the last second. Also, that's a big part of my style is just like waiting until the very last second and then just like staying up really late and jamming it out.
I don't know if you've answered a question like this before, maybe you have, but like since you have such a big following, like how do you deal with haters?
I've been on the internet for 15 years. I've gotten tons and tons of mean, hateful, like annoying, like trying to get under your skin comments on the internet. But like never once has anyone ever come up to me in person and said anything remotely similar. Like the only thing anyone's ever said to me in person has been positive.
Remember that, guys, if you see him in person, just say it to his face.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, Jake, now that we're done with the talking, we're gonna have you pick out all the pieces here to style yourself 3 different ways. I wanna introduce you to the owner of the shop, Ben Stricof. Hey.
Hey. Hey.
Okay, it's gonna go around the whole thing.
Hey. Do a wave.
Oh wait, here we go. Ready?
What's up?
That's Ben.
How you guys doing? Should I hold Suede?
All right, Ben, could you just give us a history of the shop and give us a tour?
Sure. So the shop was established in 2020. During the height of COVID, I was extremely depressed and lost, and my mom convinced me to open up a store. So that's why it's called And Son. She helped me open it.
You're the son.
I am the son, and now I have a son. This is Suede. He's the mascot of the shop. Security dog. Who let you guys in? They passed the test. They passed the test. While that's the sort of initial meaning of the shop, it's sort of transformed in my mind to this like open collaborative place. So And Son, you could pretty much plug and play anyone in front of And Son and it becomes like this collaboration. So that's kind of how I view the ethos of the shop.
That's pretty cool, actually. Talking style and son today.
Yes, exactly.
Like all right, just give us a tour and like tell us about all the brands that you have in the shop.
To speak more about how the shop is one big collaboration, the build out kind of reflects that. So every little area of the shop is built out by a local furniture maker. This rack was built by Bashara Malouf. So what I sort of do is I take their practice and I apply it to the shop. And that also carries over into the brands we carry. So the furniture makers are independent, the brands are independent. One of my favorite pieces in the shop is this pullover. I don't even know, see, this is what I love about this brand, Archie. I don't even know what you would call this garment. It's just like a jacket, pullover, sort of hybrid. It's made from alpaca wool. It's got this really furry sort of fabric. Next piece would have to be this beautiful overcoat from Soshi Otsuki. So Soshi Otsuki just won the LVMH award for up and coming designers. We are the first shop to have him in New York, one of the first stockists abroad outside Japan. Yeah, he's making waves, so flex, you know, I already said that, man. My publicist is like driving me insane. Here's my publicist. All right, next up, so many goodies. Sunny is our in-house line. It's all made in New York. I don't even know what fabric this is. This is such a weird fabric. Forget the fabric, it's all about how it looks, right? Got a nice satin lining, half zip, boxy cut, looks great. You know, not to sound pretentious, but like a lot, you know, we sold through a lot of it. Cut that out, please, for the love of God. This Brand to Dam foundation from Amsterdam is really cool. Just started, a few stockists in Japan. We are the first in the US, and everything is one size, which I love because it kind of is like, looks good on everybody. It's like these super boxy, relaxed cuts. Fabrics are beautiful. Just
They're
really
very
like,
silhouette heavy. It's very Amsterdam.
this piece is sick. Seams is, so everything he does is a total one-off. He upcycles vintage blankets, different textiles, and turns them into these one-of-one garments. This one is super cool. It has fringe yoke that goes all the way from the end of the sleeve to the other end of the sleeve. Just absolutely insane work. I'm really proud of like the weird objects we have in the shop. Let's geek out. This is a sterling silver spider web from this jewelry designer, Raf Danza. This is a signed and autographed headshot of AJ and Meadow Soprano. One of my most prized possessions. Yeah. This is actually from Soshi Otsuki. This is like a little ring that's also a cigarette holder.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. This was handmade in Thailand. It's a denim keychain. The details are insane. It's like a selvage denim leather wallet, a pocket square, a leather belt with like a buckle, like only in Thailand.
There's a joint in there. It's a little mini joint.
Anyway, yeah. Should I take you guys to the basement? It's where we hide the bodies of, no, it's where we keep the vintage clothing.
All right, let's go.
I've always loved vintage. I think it's really important to mix vintage into your wardrobe. Most design nowadays is derivative of vintage, so there's nothing like the original thing. You gotta mix in a little vintage into the outfit. Sick graphic tees, cool button downs, models.
As you can see, I'm already wearing something from the Sony Uomo from the 90s, so I'm definitely gonna style something with this. Another thing I like, the jacket I was wearing earlier in the video, the khaki one is from...
Oh wow, it's an Armani joint.
Armani Le Collezioni 15 and a half. Nice button down.
One pocket.
This is a button down, it's a button up, but it's also a button down. Remember kids, button down means the collar. Button up means these buttons up the shirt. Another one that caught my eye was the denim shirt from Robux. If you don't know, this is made in USA. If you don't know, this looks pretty tiny, even though it's a size large. Just gives you an indication of how big people have gotten. A little cropped if you're into that. If you're into that Sears in-house workwear brand. Also, I am a huge white jeans guy. Although, you know, be careful, white jeans. These are Gap 3230. White jeans during winter is my favorite because it just looks really good with like a navy blue overcoat or a black overcoat. You know, I've had leather pants before. I had a pair from Supreme that I just sold recently. So these are half-line leather moto pants, only 65 bucks. You got good prices here at Anson.
That is a steal.
A steal for some genuine leather pants in modern sizing, but they honestly look like they could fit. Keep it sexy.
I feel like it's a rare thing.
These are cool. I like these are like a pleated jean. You might think that pleated jeans are a new thing from like a brand like Noah, which are great, but you know, you got some vintage pleated jeans right here. Oh, but the leg opening is so small.
That's what I'm saying.
Super tapered. Some moleskin pants. I think we got some Gap jeans, the Armani top. I don't know how much he was charging for it. Nice little silk satin bomber. Vintage Coach's jacket. Love a Coach's jacket. I have like
Any back graphics? No? Oh.
Yeah. I have like the CDG one I've had for like 10 years now, like the one from Dover Street. Obviously sweater season is upon us. We got an old Gant. I'm from Connecticut, so obviously Gant holds a nice special place in my heart. New Haven brand. This one's made in USA, so must be old because Gant is now like a Swedish company. This one's nice, I'm not a huge yellow guy. Something I do feel always great in is a navy blue hoodie. This is like 80s, 90s Champion. I really like this shade of blue. It's like very sun faded, almost purple. Yeah, so this probably started off as some sort of dark blue and now has become so cooked and in the sun that it's like almost this like purple indigo undertone. All right, so the first look that I was wearing from the bottom up, we have the Senna leather slippers. Then I was wearing a pair of jeans from Carter Young. The full zip sweatshirt that I was wearing is from a brand called Y, and the coat from a Japanese brand called Uru. Second look, same shoes. Then the pants, pleated subtle pinstripe from a brand called Refomed. Shirt was from Soshi-Otsuki. Lightweight wool overcoat from a brand called Matsufuji. The last look, leading into the vintage, the jeans are vintage 90s Gap. The jacket is actually my own. And then the sport coat was like a lovely tweed Missoni Uomo that apparently was retailed at Barney's New York because it also has the Barney's New York tag in it. That was the fit.
The cool thing about so you and I met like just a few years ago, which is kind of mind-blowing to me because we've been running through circles. And then you and I kind of just bonded throughout the years. And the thing I love about, I know, you're just staring at me.
Yeah, exactly.
I love like when we text each other like just old fits.
Yeah.
You know, and then we would be like, yo, this still kind of works to this day. So going back to that, like when it comes to looking at your old stuff, how do you feel about like trends and like if they come and go, or are you like you're not gonna forever not shun it, or like is it gonna be like how do you just feel about trends?
Trends are inescapable. I mean, like, you know, even if you try to build a wardrobe that's gonna work forever, like I still think like, and that's something I'm big on, is like I love this idea of like, what is the best version of a trucker jacket? You know, what is the best pair of jeans? What is the best cargo pant, the best derby shoe? Like, I'm kind of always in pursuit of like those perfect timeless things, but like there are certain elements of style that are just gonna get caught up in whatever era you're in. Like this would have been an insane width of jean for me to wear 10 years ago. You know, a lot of it does come down to fit and color palette and things like that. Yeah. So I just think, you know, like as long as you sort of stay within yourself, there's always gonna be wiggle room around the edges to like play with trends. At the end of the day, like if you wanna pick up a trend because you think it looks cool or whatever, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with like following trends. It's all part of the fun.